Okay, we're up to today's daf is daf samich. Daf samich, we're learning in Spus for Hatzolas, for Yeshua's Nechamis, and the Amanivchar in Eretz Yisrael and all around the world. Okay, we saw machlokes yesterday. If a person goes ahead as a Mekadesh and Isha, may achshav until 30 days, and then someone's Mekadesh her. What's the halacha? So said Rav, the Mishnah said Kedeshes ve'enim Mekudeshes, and it said that's lo'ilam, that's forever. That's lo'ilam. It's always going to be in that state. That Kedeshes ve'enim Mekudeshes, right? Because you don't know whether he wanted it to be a Tanai, and therefore she married to the first husband, or he wanted Chazara, and therefore he married to the second husband. The first husband we're going to disregard. Shmuel said that you married to the first husband, because we're going to view it as a Tanai. It certainly is a Tanai. We suggested that the machlokes between Rabbi and Shmuel might be a machlokes of Tanoim. Says it is, but the reason they didn't learn it was because it was a tzrichas at the time each one. So we're up to on the bottom on Amar Abaya, 2 lines in the bottom on Nun Tes on the base. Amar Abaya, Tamei the Rav. According to Rav, that again you're in doubt whether it was Chazara, where he changed his mind when he said 30 days, or it was a Tanai when he said 30 days. You have that doubt. Ba echad v'amar Hariyat Mekudeshes li me'achshav ulach l'amid the Mekudeshes to me from now and after 30 days. Mekudeshes li me'achshav ulach l'amid and after 30 days. But uba achav v'amar Hariyat Mekudeshes li me'achshav ulach esim yom 20 days. Uba achav v'amar Hariyat Mekudeshes li me'achshav ulach asar yomim. So now,
Right away. What a resume.
Okay, now according to Rav, what would the din be? Okay, you want to figure it out, or you want to go for it? What? To who? What? How can you be Kadeshus to all of them? It's not possible. Again, but you can't. You only be Kadeshus to one person. Again, we're in doubt who she's Mukudeshes to. What? According to Rav. Okay, what about now? Let's go through it. Let's go through outside. Let's go through it. Let's go through it. First guy, let's say it's a Tanai, right? Mm-hmm. Then she's not married to the second guy or the third guy. After 30 days, the other two are off the boat, right? If it's Chazara, so she's married to the second guy. Okay. The second guy, if it's a Tanai, it's after what? After 20 days. If it's not a Tanai, then she's married to the third guy. The third guy, if it's a Tanai, it's after 10 days. If it's Chazara, 3. So l'chayra, you the second guy, you don't need anything from the second guy. You don't need anything from the second guy. Says the Gemara. You don't need anything from the second guy. Says the Gemara. Tzricha get. You need a get for number 1 and number 2. And from the and from the middle one, you do not need a get. Why? What's the reason? Manavshach. Itanai have a Tikama Kedusha. If the first one was a Tanai, the Hanach Lav Kedusha, then 2 and 3 are out. Ichazara have a, and then if the first one was Chazara, the Basra Kedusha, the last guy's Kedushin, and the Hanach and 2 and 1 are Lav Kedushin. So L'chaira, in other words, number two is totally out, guys. You understand? He's totally out. There's no need. There's nothing to gain whatsoever. I'll do it one more time. Because Miman of Shach, she's either married to 1 or 3. She's married to 1 or 3. What? How could she be married to 2? How could she be married to 2? If 2 said tonight's after 20, he said tonight's after 10, right? So if 2 is Tanai, right? When 3 comes along, and we don't know what it is, right? The 3 comes along and says what? So it's Chazara. So he would be changing his mind, but we don't know he's changing his mind. So that would take care of 2 and 3. Okay, says the Gemara. Now, Pshita Madatema, Hailish Mashma Tanoyu Mashma Chazara. It's Mashma both. Not either or, it's Mashma both. Like you guys did all initially, and you need to get from each every one of them. Himashmalon that you don't need from the second one. Ula, okay, we're up to Samith. Okay, because you can go back home. That's a Kidushin? On the back shelf, on the top. There's even an art scroll up there.
Thank you.
Up there on the right.
Right here.
He wants an article. He wants an article.
I have one idea.
He has an article there. Okay, so we had two shittas, guys. We had two shittas. Me'achshav ula'achas shleishim yoyim. It doesn't, guys. If you'd say me'achshav ula'achas shleishim yoyim, it's like seems to be counterintuitive. Me'achshav from now and after 30 days, right? If you'd say this is a Kidushin now, and I want it to be chali after 30 days, clearly it's a tanai. It's not counterintuitive. So now we have two shittas. Rav doesn't know. Shmuel says what? It's a tanai that it's going to be married to the first guy. No ifs, ands, and buts. Now we're going to have a third shita, and this shita is very, very difficult. Ulam Rabbi Yochanan, afilu meya taifsimba. In this case, even 100 people, the Kidushin would be taifus. In this case, even 100 people, the Kidushin would be taifus. In other words, one guy says, this is your Kidushin now, and after 100 days. This is Kidushin now 99 days. It doesn't make a difference. Each one, we could, V'chein Amar Rav Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, afilu meya taifsimba. Even 100 people, the Kidushin would be taifus. Now you need a svar over here. So Amar lei Rav Meshashia Berei de Rav Ami Rav Asi Asbelcha Mamshias in the name of Rav Ami Rav Asi Asbelcha. The time of Rabbi Yochanan Shavya Nafshe He Shargo de Livni like a brick. The Kol Chad Rucha L'Chave Shavik. There's few bricks, right? If you're a bricklayer, if you put one brick on top of the other brick, the wall's going to fall down. You have to go ahead. You know your Lego, right? If you're Lego builder, if you put them together, then you connect the two pieces, right? It stays together. But if you put one on top, it's not connected. So when you put one brick on the other brick, you're always leaving a little bit over. So each one is leaving a little bit over of the Kidushin for the other one to be chal. That's the svara. That each one is leaving over a little bit, right? That the Kidushin should be chal. Each one has a certain time to Mekadesh. The Tafsakula Oisra. So guys, this is your Kidushin now for 100 days. Okay, I got 100 days for my Kidushin D'chal. So one guy says day 1, day 2. Each one is saying a different time. So each one has a little bit of that time and the Kidushin can be chal. Right? It's a svara, but that's the svara of Asi and said to be Masber Rabbi Yochanan Shita that you need to get from 100 people. You need to get from 100 people. Maser Rab Chanina Mehayoim ul achamisa. A person says, "This is your get from now, and after I die, get ve'en I get." We're misupik, we don't know what it is. Good, get ve'en I get. Why? Mehayoim would mean that it is a good get. Lachamisa and get lachamisa. Now, the mace chayletzis or misia bemis. Guys, why would you have to do chalitza? Maybe it wasn't a good get. Why do you have to? Why can't you do yibum? Maybe it was a good get. Good. Again, this is a Yavamis term, right? We're familiar with this Yavamis term where you go ahead and you give chalitza of la yibum because you're not sure if you were divorced. You're not sure if you're divorced, or you're not sure what if you were married. So Bishlema Rav. Now what did Rav hold, guys? Would this fit in with Rav? Rav hold Mekudeshes, and Mekudeshes. This is Rav Shita, right? This is Rav Shita. Bishlema Rav Messiah Lay. It's a very good raya. What about Shmuel? Like Shmuel, this should be a get, and she should not need anything, guys. Like Shmuel, this should be a get, and you don't need anything. Yes. Right. Shmuel said that he's not misupik; it's a tanai. So we're going to say the tanai is me'achshav from now. So it's not in get lachamisa. Now you're divorced from now. So you should be able to not be totally free. So why is it not shver and Shmuel then? Hamani rabbanon he. Guys, at the end of the Gemara yesterday, we have machlokes the Chachamim and Rabbi. The Chachamim said what? The Chachamim said get ve'ena get. So in other words, I have no problem. You're right. My shita this clearly goes against. But we have a shita of the Chachamim. Guys, go back to yesterday's stuff for 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines up. The Tanya me'yom lachamisa get ve'ena get the Chachamim. That's what he's referring to. Me'yom lachamisa get ve'ena get because I don't know. So this brisa that says chales bemes, that's the case of yom lachamisa. It's the same case, very geshmak. We're going to say what that that chaletz lo mishabemes. However, v'ananda amikrabi ela Rabbi Yochanan the Amar shiura have, right? Rabbi Yochanan says that you're leaving over like Kidushin, you left over a little bit. So kol kitin meshayaba v'loy klum. Guys, if you meshayab beget, what's the halacha? I divorce you from everybody except. No good, correct? So
bad.
it's bad. So now, guys, so watch. I divorced you 99% to you, 98% to you. So the halacha should be you're not divorced at all. So you should be able to do yibum. So you're not divorced at all. You should be able to do yibum. You never got divorced. So it's schwer. In other words, we bought a brisa. The brisa says that if you go and you say hayom lachamisa, that chaletz bemes, because we're misupik, whether you're married or not, we can explain it according to the first two Amoraim. Light Rav, we can explain it. That's a shita. Light Shmuel, it's the Chacham who argue on Rabbi that I just showed you. That get feinu get. But light Rabbi Yochanan, that by Kidushin you need 100 typhus each one. So to get shaykh to each one. If the get is shaykh to each one, it's not to no one. Why? Because you mashayah beget. So Mamela, it's a gavaldik kasha Rabbi Yochanan. It says you should do yibum. You never divorced. Amarava, get lahaitzi or misa lahaitzi. What does that mean? A get. What's the purpose of a get? To get you out. Umisa lahaitzi, and the purpose of get misa is to get you out. Masha shaya get gemura gemisa. Whenever the get left over, misa finishes the job. So she's not at all a gerusha or a full almana. In other words, again, this is very shver svara. It's again, but it's a shver svara. What pashut pshat according to what it says over here. So she's not a full gerusha, and she's not a full almana. Pirish, look at the viewman as we need to free. There's two ways to free a woman. One of the two ways, get a misa. So each one did a shtickle. It's a shver svara. Okay, it's shver svara, but that's the svara. So therefore, what? Therefore, I'll do chalitza v'lo yibum. I'm going to buy it. Me dummy. Well, how can you say that? Get is moitzi and mitzvah is moitzi. 1 second. Get moitzi mishus yavam. Misa machneses mishus yavam. They accomplish the exact opposite. If the guy's dead, she's falling to yibum. If she's a gerusha, she's not. So good. Both the get and the misa will free her from a previous husband, but vis-a-vis the next husband, they're anti-antithetical or something like that. They're a polarized difference, right? The gets to take her away from yibum, and the death will take it to yibum. So therefore, the svara is a very, very shver svara. So what's pshat? So what's pshat taka? What's the reason? Why don't you do yibum then, guys? No, here's the kasha. Light Rabbi Yochanan, that you leave over by Kidushin a little bit for each guy left over a day. So by get, each one left over a day. So therefore, we know it should not be a good get because you're not totally divorced. You should do yibum. You can't tell me the svara that get starts and misa finishes because they have different forces over here. Elamar by a hasam time amai. What's the reason? Why can't you do yibum? Why can't you do yibum? Because we said hayom lachamisa mishum mehayoim imesi. This is you get from today if I die. That's the halacha, guys. This is you get today if I die. You know what are you talking about? It's mahayoim. It gets now imesi when I die. It's a full tonight. It's a good get. It's a good get. So in other words, if you would go ahead and say miyom imesi, right, and you would do yibum, you'd be going ahead and being mekadesh your sister-in-law because she was divorced. To avoid that, what do we do? Mehayom al-achamisa, where you're mesupik, will be geyser meyom imesi. The reason why you do chalitza and not yibum from hayom al-achamisa is because then you might do what? Go ahead and do yibum, right? Might do yibum what by hayom imesi. So, mishum na hayom imesi, how is it get? So let's go the other way. Why by Yom and Macy, where it's a full-fledged tonight, can you go ahead what and you should have to give chalitza? Why do you go free with nothing? You should have to do chalitza, right? Why? Because if you don't do anything, right? If you don't do anything, you may come to go ahead of Yom Lachamisa and not do anything. So, it says the Gemara, and So the Gemara says, if you say that you could do chalitza by hayom mesi, you may come to do yibum by yom mesi. Guys, let's go through the cheshbon. Guys, let's go to the cheshbon. Let's go to the cheshbon. Outside. Let's go to the cheshbon over here. We had a brisa. The brisa said that if a person goes ahead and he divorces a woman and he says mayom amisa, right, and he dies, the din is his rebbetzin gets chalitza and no yibum. Good. Why? So, like Rab, it's not a problem because Rab doesn't know. Did he mean mehayom that she's divorced, or did he have to change his mind and meant achamisa and then get achamisa? Like Shmuel, this is the sheet of the Chachamim that we saw in yesterday's daf. Like Rabbi Yochanan, that if a man is mekadesh a woman, may achshav la'acha shleishim yom me'acha la'acha me'yom mekudeshes to all of them. So over here, why l'chayra don't you do yibum? The get should be to all of them, and since the get is to all of them, it's not a good get because you were mishayir a little bit. So that we're answering the following. Really, me'ayom achamisa, the reason why we're worried about why you have to go ahead and do chalitza, the reason why you have to do chalitza is because we're going to that after the yom, we're going to after yom imesi. Hayom imesi, you're really a free person. You're really a free person, right? So you may go free then. If we say you go free then, you may have to go free over there, right? But you can't go free over there. You might be what? You're from Lashuk. So therefore, we say you go ahead with Geyser, that you go ahead and do chalitza. And that's why you can't do yibum. That's why you can't do yibum. Guys, that's really, I'm sorry, let me mask better. The reason why you can't do yibum like Rabbi Yochanan in the case of a yom la'acha misa, because you might do misa by a yom mesi. One more time. Hayom mesi, what's the din? It's a get. This is you get from now if I die. That's a get. Hayom la'acha misa, like Rabbi Yochanan, you should be able to do yibum. Why? Because it's not a get. But if we let you do yibum here, you might come to do yibum here. If you do yibum here, you're going to be boil your sister-in-law. You're going to be over in this shesach. So therefore, we require chalitza over here over yom la'achamisa because of ayom and mesi. Fred the Gemara. So let's do chalitza by ayom and mesi now. Because why? Because if you don't do it here, you may come to go ahead right and you may come to go ahead and not do it over there. Says the Gemara, if you say you do chalitza by yom and mesi, misyabemes, and you may do yibum to your sister-in-law. Says the Gemara, hachanami. Therefore, if that's the case, when you said me hayom la'achamisa, imato emechaletzes misyabemes, good. And who's this according to? Rabbi Yochanan, right? So it says the Gemara, tishabim b'im kachlum chashoshed rabbanan. Really, guys, by yom la'achamisa, like Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah. Is she married? She's totally married, right? She's totally married. It's a chashash de rabbanon shir beget. She's totally married. That would. So, let's say you would do yibum. It's fine, not a problem. Hayom la'achamisa, like Rabbi Yochanan. Hayom la'achamisa. If you do yibum, since she wasn't divorced, she's a shemeres yavam. It works. So therefore, you say I can't go ahead and I can't do chalitza by Hayom and Mesi because they become yibum. Fred the Gemara. So if that's the case, by Hayom la'achamisa, how can you do chalitza? You may do yibum. Says the Gemara, unvas. If you do yibum, you'll be okay. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay, Yotzim Dvarein, we have the three shittas. We have the shita of Rab, shita of Shmuel, shita of Yochanan. Rab is unsure. Shmuel is the Tanoi. Rabbi Yochanan has this bricklayer theory, and he, according to him, clearly Yom Lachamisa, you are totally divorced. According to Shmuel, you would also be divorced. According to Rav, it would be Chaletzes v'lo misya bemes. Says the Mishnah. Hoy Melisha, Hariyat Mekudeshes li al menashe etin lechem etayim zuz. You want Mekudeshes to me on the condition that I will give you 200 zuz. Now you give her a pruta, guys. You give her a look at Rashi. Hariyat Mekudeshes li bepruta zu al menashe etin lechem etayim zuz. In other words, the Ma'aser Kidushin is now, and the Tanai of 200 zuz is later. Right? The Ma'aser Kidushin is now, and the Tanai is later. Havi's Mekudeshes. For who you think? She's Mekudeshes with that pruta, and he goes in and fills the Tanai. This is your Kidushin Almanas that I'll give it to you. I'll give you Mikan from now until 30 days. Seems to be a double portion, right? Third case. This is your Kidushin Almanas that I have 200 zuz. That's provided he has. Almanasher Acham Zuz. Almanash, I'll show you 200 zuz. The Yarala, and show it to her. The Imhera ala Shulchan, and if he's a Shulchani, if he's a money changer, and he says, look, there's 200 zuz on the table, and he's not Mikudeshes. The Itmar. Rav Huna Amar, in the first case, guys, a son guy says to Anisha, you are Mikudeshes to me on condition that I'll give you 200 zuz. Right? Question: for who yitain? When is she Mikudeshes from? From the time when it's given Lamafreya, or from the time it's given? That's the Machlokas Tanoim. Again, there's two ways to learn. You Mikudeshes to me on the condition, on Manas, that I give you 200 zuz, and give it. At which point in time are you married? It doesn't say Mi'achshav, guys. It doesn't say Mi'achshav, right? It just says Amanas. So now, says Rabbi Huna Yitain, you Mikudeshes from now, and give the money. So the chalois of the kedushin is lemafreya, and you become it tonight. If you do and you're only married when you give the 200. You're not married from now. Rav Huna Amavu Yitain, Tanoi Have, so the 200 is a Tanai, Mekayim Tanai, V'azal, be Mekayim Tanai, and say Scham L'Shalom, live happily ever after. Rav Yehuda Amar, L'chesh Yitain, L'chiyav Have Kedushi, Hashtami Alei Have Kedushi. When you give it, that's when the Kedushin happens, before it's not happening. Machlokes, no, L'chesh Yitain, when you give the money. According to Rav Huna, who Yitain, you Mekudeshes now, and give the money. According to Rabbi Yehuda, you're only Mekudeshes when you give the money. Only when you give the money. Who Yitain means Benji, you're Mekudeshes now. Whenever that you gave that pruta, you're Mekudeshes now. Yeah. For who Yitain and give the money.
And if he doesn't?
What?
If he doesn't?
Then he's not married. Then you're not married.
He'll just now in 30 days?
Yeah, between now and 30 days. Between now and 30 days. Between now and 30 days.
So it depends on the chol, so that's all the machlokas is. Either way, they'd be out of it in 30 days.
Pashtus. My binayu, it could be nayu, shepash the yad of a kibbutz kedusha miach in the 30-day period, right? Okay. This is not 30 days, guys. There's no 30 days over here. This is not 30 days. No, this is not 30 days. This is clearly, it's not 30 days. Melee. Look, I'm giving you the money. No 30 days over here. No 30 days. There's no time span. We're mixing up the cases. Okay? So now, it's a regular case 200. Now, at which point in time are you married? As soon as you say this, or when you give the money. According to Rabbi Huna, when you give the money, it's a Tanai. According to Rabbi Yehuda, no, it's not a Tanai. The Kedushin is only when you give the money. Now, what's the nafkamina? It's obviously a huge nafkamina. Let's say you go ahead and be Makabel Kedushin before you gave the 200. Rav Huna Kedushin. Why? As soon as you give the 200, you were married to the first guy. Second guy is nothing. Rav Yehuda, Kedushin, the second guy is Kedushin. The Tanabi got by Gittin, he had gotten the exact same case by Gittin. Someone says to Anisha, this is your get on Kanash that you give me even times is here though he's asking the woman to give him 200, right? You'll give me 200 zuz. She's divorced, and then she gives it. Itmar. Rav Huna Amar she's divorced when? Right away when he gives the get and fulfilled it tonight. Rav Yehuda Amar no, only when what? When you give the money, then the get. Yes, though.
What's the point of giving the truth on this part of the Kedushin doesn't take effect until
I think you have to have a Maisa Kedushin. Yeah, you have to have a Maisa Kedushin. Okay, now Rav Huna says the Titain Tanahave, the Matayim Zuz that she is going to give him as a Tanai. Mekayim Tanoi va'azla. Rav Yehuda Amar l'chshatitain l'chiyavlei hahabig. Just like when you give the Kedushin, the 200, that shops the Kedushin. When you give she gives the 200, it shops the get. Hashtami alei get, but now it's not a get. Amid base. Okay, so we have the same achloikus between the same amroyim by two different venues. One by get and one by Kedushin. And the question is what? why you needed both. But my binayu, what's the difference? It could be nayu shenikru haget, that the get got ripped, or avad, it was lost. Rav Huna have a get. We don't care. She was, because she already received her get, and the time was fulfilled. Rav Yehuda have a get. At that time, there is no get. It's lost. Therefore, when she gives him the 200, she is not divorced. There is no get. Vitzricha. And you need to tell me both venues. You need to tell me by Kidushin, you need to tell me by Gittin. Diashmin agabe Kidushin, v'hakam Rav Huna, that's a Tanai, mishum de lekroiva ka'asi, right? It's the purpose of lekroiva. He wants to marry, obviously he wants to get married to her, correct? Right? And he was going by the Kidushin watch. Look at, I've been calling you Sandberg in class, but I don't want to, that would be a first. Look at the second Rashi. The lekroiva ka'asi, Umir lekarva elav, and he's gonna give the 200 quickly because he wants to marry her. The goma kedushin bepruta shenasamla, and he's going with the kedushin are based upon the pruta that he gave her, because that was the kesef of kedushin. That was the kesef of kedushin. The 200 is not the kesef of kedushin. The 200 is you're drinking water. You go to your father's house. There's nothing to do. Right? It's not. It's any time. Right? So that's why the pruta is crucial. Though, right?
We'll get a note from my refrigerator.
Absolutely. Come after. No, I'll even text something to Shifra now. So guys, geschmack. Okay. So I would say the following: why does Rav Huna say it's a Tanai? Because he wants to marry her, right? He wants to get this done. So the svara is that what? The svara is that it's done now. It's done now, and give the money. That's the svara. So that's where Rav Huna says it. However, Abel Gerishin Dilurchaki Kasi. But Gerishin, that it's L'chaika, Yehuda, what does he care? He's getting away from her, right? He's getting away from her. It's finished. He can say, okay, when I get my money, then she'll be divorced. But not from now. Guys, Loi Rav Huna, she's divorced from now. There's a svara to say by Gerishin that no, you know what, I'm in no rush. I don't have to divorce her now, right? So maybe the svara is like Rabbi Yehuda. When you get the $200 from the woman, then you're divorced. Right? Anyway, if you tell me by get, that it's a Tanai, you can be assured the Tanai is going to be fulfilled. You know why? He's not embarrassed to ask her for the $200. He's not embarrassed. So therefore, the svara is that what? She's divorced now, because the Tanai will be fulfilled, because he's going to ask her for the money. Aval hacha, or by Kidushin, that she has to wait for the money. The that she is embarrassed to ask him for money. Maybe it's my Rabbi Yehuda. Only when the money comes in is the woman masking. But before not, so tzricha, you need to tell me in both venues that they argue. Geschmack is anything. We're going to ask on guys. We're going to ask on Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says that what? It's the cheshayitain. It's not lemafreya. This is your get on the condition that you give me 200 zuz, get, even if the get's ripped up, now guys, if the get's ripped up and not here, it's Shver and Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says the chalois is when? Later on. But there's no get anymore. Bishleim like Rav Huna, who says it works Lamafreya, I don't need the get to be in the world. But like Rabbi Yehuda, that works what? Later on, I would need the get in the world. So this is a kasha on Rabbi Yehuda. But now, right? Somebody else she should not marry until what? She gives the 200. This is you get on the condition that you can be 200 zuz. Umeis, and he dies. Nasna, if she gives it to who? Nasna, if she gave it while he was still alive, ain't the kukul because she was divorced. Loy Nasna, if she did not give it, it's the kukul yavam because she is not divorced. Right? She's not divorced. Because she never gave it tonight. She can give it to his brother or his father or one of his kroivim, and therefore retroactively be divorced because it's a tanai. So even though he's dead, she can give it to his yarshim. So the machloikis is whether you can give it to the yarshim or not, but the machloikis is not whether it's a tanai or not. Clearly, it's a tanai. Ad kam like pligi ella demasava level liyurshi. The Tanakama votes not only to me and not my Yarshim. Umasav afil Yarshim. However, the Kuliyama Mia Tanoyave. The Yufta Rav Yehuda. It's a upslug on Rav Yehuda. Okay? Rav Yehuda is the one who said, Lichashayitain, from, it's not Lemafreya. Over here, the guy's dead. How in the world can it be a get if he's dead? The only way it can be a get if he's dead, if it's going to work retroactively. Right? The nail is a raya to who? To Rav Huna, Kasha, Rav Yehuda, to Yufta, a knockout punch on Rav Yehuda, but the Gemara goes ahead and clears the air. Let's see the Gemara. Amalach Rav Yehuda, Hamani Rabbi, who is the Tana of this Brisa? Almanasha Titain Li Matayim, give me a time Zuz. Who's Rabbi? The Amar Rav Huna, Amar Rabbi, Kala Omer Al Menas. What's the rule of thumb? Everyone is moida, guys. If you say this is your get from now, if you give me 200 zuz, you're going to be divorced from now. This is your get me achshav. This is your get from now. If you give me 200 zuz, when the woman gives them 200 zuz, when she divorced from, when she gave it or retroactively. Ugh. You know what Rebbe holds? Kol sha'omer al menas. This is your get al menas that you give me 200 zuz. So you know why there's a get achamisa? Not because that lichashayitain, that it's because since you use the word me'achshav al menas, it's the same thing as using me'achshav. Me'achshav clearly is lamafreya. That's how Rabbi Yehuda holds serve. Amar Yehuda, Hamani Rabbi, he Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Rabbi, Kolay al menas kama achshav dami upligi rabban aleh. The rabbanon argue on Rabbi. And they hold you say al menas is not me'achshav, so that you asked me from this brisa to yufta and upshlug me, that's because according to Rebbe, and it's al menas and it's me'achshav. But I agree with the chachamim that me'achshav is a regular thing. It doesn't al menas is a regular thing. It's not me'achshav. Memela, I hold it's not a tanai, and therefore, what according to me, it would be in get lachamisa. She would be divorced. Gufa. Rav Huna, Rebbe, Koloim al Manas, Koyim me'achshav dami. Anyone says al Manas is like you're saying me'achshav. Rav Zera, Ki Avinu beBavel, Havyaminan Hadam Rav Huna, Rebbe, Koloim al Manas, Koyim me'achshav dami, and Pliga Rabban Aleh. Rav Yehuda Taka said, I hold like the Rabbanon argue on Rebbe. Ki Salki lahasam. When I went up to Eretz Yisrael, Ashkel Rav Asi, I found Rebbe Asi. The Yosef Kamalei was sitting there. Mishmei the Rebbe Yochanan. Hakol Moedim. So the Rabbanon don't even argue on him. They don't argue. So we're gonna have to find what's Rabbi Yehuda, what's Pshat Rabbi Yehuda. Like Nechelku, they don't argue Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Elamei Ayom Lachamisa, like we saw yesterday. They argue Yom Lachamisa that Rabbi says it's a good get, and the Chachamim say get vein a get. Fred Gemara Vatanya Me'ayom Lachamisa get vein a get. Rabbi Chachamim Rabbi Yomi can say this is a raya because they get it's a raya. Now, so guys, we have two days. Does the Chacham argue on Rebbe regarding Al Manas or not? Like Rabbi Yehuda, they argue because Rabbi Yehuda needed a Tana he can go according to explain the Brisa. The Brisa said that what that yesh get lachamisa, correct? How do you explain that? You need someone who would say that what that it works in Mafreya. That's Rebbe. But I who say it doesn't work, it's the Chachamim. Now they just went up to Bavel and they said everyone agrees with Rebbe. So Rabbi Yehuda stuck. He doesn't have a Tana. Says Rabbi Yehuda Dama Bal Manas Nami Pligi. So Rabbi Yehuda said they argue by Al Manas. Ad the Niflim be Ma'ayom Lachamisa Nifli by Al Manas. It's a bigger chiddush. They argue by Al Manas. Go ahead. If Al Manas is not going to work, then Ma'ayom Lachamisa certainly won't work. I said some more Ladiach Koch the Rebbe. Ma'ayom Lachamisa Nami Haris I get. It's telling me the Koch of Rebbe that it's that when you say Hayom Lachamisa, even though it's counterintuitive. If you say Ayom Lachamisa, nonetheless, it's a good get. That is not a good get. So the koich tomato anisha is greater than the koich asa. Memelo we learned the case by machloikas by al manas rather than what by Ayom Lachamisa. No, we learned the case by Ayom Lachamisa rather than al manas. Because Rabbi Matir Ayom Lachamisa. It's a big chiddush. We said al manas she'etein l'cham Mikan va'ad. What was the lashon? This is your get. I'll give it to you. Mikan va'ad lamid yoim nasan loy. This is your get. Almanas that I have, but 200 zuz, and he has. Almanas, I'll show you 200 zuz. He has to show her, and then you have the case of shulchani. So the first one is Hashemash Eitin Lacha Mikan v'yeshloi. Okay, now it's mashma. If you look at Rashi, guys, v'yeshloi, mashma go in the middle. Yeshloi mashma sheyesh edim sheyeshloi. He has edim that he has 200 zuz. Halav hach you don't have edim in the mekudeshes. Umuteres la'acher. Va'amai Nechesh Shema Yeshlei. In other words, you need this Rashi to segue into the Gemara. This is your Kidushin Amanas that I have 200 zuz. The Yeshlei. How do you know he has? You have Eidim, Musor's bank book. You have Eidim, Musor's bank book. So therefore, you know he has the money. He always has the money, right? Good. Now, let's say there's no Eidim, there's no bank book, right? You're going to say that she can get married to somebody else. I want to be chayish that maybe he does have. Maybe he has a Swiss bank account. People, say, well, used to have Swiss bank accounts. Cayman Islands, whatever they have now, I don't know. Anyway, says the Gemara Pshita. That's the Kiddush. Ma'adu Tema. I'm sorry, I jumped into another Gemara. Pshita Ma'adu Tema Lab Tanaihu Lizruzi Ka'ama Kamash Malan. Okay, I'm not sure. I mixed up two things. No, this is going on. This is going on. The first one is going on. Let's go back, guys. This is your get. This is not a get. This is your Kidushin. I'm gonna ask that I'll give you 200 zuz from now until 30 days. If he gives it within 30 days from Mekudeshes, if not, she's not Mekudeshes. Pshita l'chayr, what's the chiddush? So ma'adu teim alav tanayhu. Maybe it's not a tanay. She's the one who wanted the money, and I would say that she added the 30 days to be mezaris him, but not that she's makbid on 30 days. Maybe even after 30 days, kamash malon. That kfiyas man is dafka kfiyas man, and if after 30 days she will not be what engaged. Omar sheyesh li matayim zuz. This is harizub mekadesh v'yeshlei. This is what I just explained to you. Good. There's no edim, but even if there's no edim, why do you say she can marry somebody else? Let's be chayish. He has other money somewhere else. In addition, it says chayshin shem yeshlei. We are chayish. Says the more you're right. Like cash is not a problem. I'm Mishnah speaking b'kedushay vadai. Right? There's no she's not vadai kedushin. The Tosefta that says chayshin is kedushay sofek. In other words, it says over here in our Mishnah the yeshlei that's kedushay vadai. And there it's explaining, and Chashin Sheyeshlei, it's Kedusha Shafik. So this woman is in a bind. She cannot accept Kedushin from somebody else because he might have the money. He might have the money. So no. When Yeshlei has the money, then Vadai, it's Kedusha Vadai. The last two cases, Al Menashe Erech Masayim Zuz. This is your Kedusha Amanas. I'll show you 200 Zuz, right? And if he shows her 200 Zuz, it's okay. If he shows her on the Shulchan, it's not okay. Tana, and because it's not that I'm not going to take you to the mint and say, hey, look, there's $200 million. Sure. She's interested in your money, right? Show me the money, right? Then Herole al Shulchan and Mekudeshes, if he's a Shulchani and Mekudeshes Pshita, Shulchani, it's not his money. So Mitzricha the Afal Gav did not get the Mei Beiska. He's getting a piece of the action over here. But it's still not his money. In other words, he's getting a piece of the action of the. So you might think since he's getting a piece of the action, it's considered his money. Kamash Malon that what? It's not. I will stop over here. I'm not sure about tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'll try. But we'll see what's going on. Okay, let's say that kapitel telling. Okay.